Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. The breaking news is that the American government have captured the president of Venezuela, all right, a dictator. And there's kind of mixed reaction from different angles. Some people are celebrating it, some are complaining and crying out for help. Funny, the funny part of it is that those who are crying out are not actually the Venezuelans. Like the Venezuelans are not angry about this. It happened to be northern Nigeria, and those terrorist sympathizers are the one crying out and complaining bitterly about this breaking news. For weeks now, we have been hearing this issue. America are planning to invade Venezuela. They're trying to do this and do that. Somebody like me, I don't pay much attention to that simply because we have our own problem before us. But this military action, military operation that America have carried out in Venezuela soil, by making sure they capture the president and sending, I think allegedly that his man is on his way to America. Okay, and the American president said something here. But before we go further, I would like you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today's date is 3rd of January 2026, and we are reporting this by making sure that we cover everything and some of the reactions based on what is playing out in different parts of the world. So I would like you to hear what Donald Trump, the American president, said about this operation. Just pay attention.
I've never seen anything like this. I was able to watch it in real time, and I watched every aspect of it, and I listened to the communication between, where we were in Florida and out in the field in Venezuela, and it was amazing to see the professionalism, the quality of leadership, the professionalism. General Raisin Gain is fantastic. Don't forget, we did another one not so long ago. It was called the knocking out of the Iranian nuclear threat, the nuclear power. And that was unbelievable what they did there. And this is something that, I don't know, it's amazing. And to have a few injuries, but no death on our side is really amazing. I've never seen anything like this. I was able to watch it in real time, and I watched every aspect of it. And
so, American government, under Donald Trump, watched the operation, live, and the airstrike happened on some of those sites in Venezuela where Iran are actually building their so-called nuclear this and nuclear that on an attempt to attack Israel. Remember, there's a group called BRICS that comprises of Russia, Iran, China, South Africa, I think India as well. But people that carry this craziness in their minds happen to be Iran. And of course, people that are somehow sympathizing with, Hamas, Shegumi of this world, and Arab people. Those who are telling that there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria, those who say that America should not come to Nigeria, Shegumi publicly said and advocate that Nigeria should send away American ambassador and focus on Turkey in order to help them. And I have said this before, that there's a video of a helicopter dropping some items in the bush for bandits in Nigeria. Sometimes not one, it has happened many times. You see people that look like Arabian, like Turkish people, or maybe Lebanese, dropping something using jet to drop something in the bush helicopter. Imagine using Nigerian airspace, and the aviation ministers and everything, they couldn't say anything. They made an attempt in Burkina Faso, and they get captured. They say they're going to Turkey and to Portugal and all that. That's a story for another day. Now, the president of Venezuela has been captured. Now, let's go through the reaction from Arewa. Arewa source said, he warned us against Donald Trump, but we did not listen. Instead, we called him names. He's speaking in favor of Shigumi. Now, listen. He called him a terrorist. We called him a terrorist. That is Shigumi. We called him a terrorist sympathizer. We vilified him. We vilified him. We wished all bad things on him and his family. He has been vindicated. No, he will not. You get the point now. One thing, for them to go against their people, they don't want their people to be trained to go to school and all that. It's for a reason, so that they will now push them. So they will, those northern youth and so-called northerners will be, incapacitated. They won't have what it takes to find things for themselves or speak for themselves. They just want to build a matter, occupy space. Something that has weight and occupy space. They will push you to be there. Anywhere they push you. Honestly, I would have preferred this program to be a live stream, just to run a live program on that. But for the sake of some of the pictures and things that we may flash here, if I try that on live broadcast, they may frown their face. So I have to use this pattern to get it out, to put it out there. Now I will start from the beginning, from some of I will start from some of the things that I have shared here and go run it down. Okay, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Very, very important. If you have not done that, please do that. Make sure you like the video. Now, this is people reacting to this, different reaction from different people. This person said, that's a Republican, Carlos Gimenez, said, Nicolas Maduro, that is the name of the Venezuelan president, should have studied history before waving a sword at President Trump. January 3rd, January 1990, we captured Panama's narcotraffic dictator Manuel Noriega. That's the name of the person from, I think, the president of Panama, I believe. Yeah, Panama. Then he said January 3rd, the same date, but different year. We captured Venezuela, narco-terrorist dictator Nicolas Maduro. Then look at both of them waving sword in support of terrorists and evil people. Then here it says, this person said, Venezuelan regime change happened in July 2024 when the people overwhelmingly voted to kick Maduro out of office. President Trump just helped them make it happen. And they are burning. Immediately the America captured this man. The Venezuela took to the street and began to destroy every image that represents this evil man. And you know why I call him evil person? We are going to see some of the reason why I use that word evil. So here is some of the things that that most of us don't know. Some terrorist sympathizers are even attacking the fellow Muslims. Why? Because they have distanced themselves from supporting Hamas and terror activity jihad. Do you understand it? Because I've said it before, that is a global agenda to push this to everywhere. Some of them are even invested their money training some secret army in Europe. I shared that video some time ago here on this channel. So this one, read this, said UAE buys Sudanese people. Then he's now reminding people, because this is somebody's comment in one of the videos that I don't want to share here because of what they post there. So this is the comment. This guy flashed this reminding UAE, because UAE somehow are not in support of most of these activities now. So Muslim is somehow reshaping, trying to separate themselves from these terrorist, sympathizers terror, sponsors, but not all of them. I don't rely. I can't trust most of them, if not all. Tick, tick, tick in the sand of time. In the sands of time. Somebody said that Nelson said, congratulations, Venezuelans, wishing the same for Iran. Is an Iranian man is wishing that what happened in Venezuela today will take place in Iran. And some people somewhere is telling you to replicate Iran in Nigeria. Bring Iran, that Iran is the one. But the people that have tested this Iranian regime for years is crying out for help. Do you understand it? It's not easy to live in the midst of these evil people. Here, the same Venezuelan man have been in contact and meeting these dangerous people like Iranian president, Turkey, the one, look at him, Turkey. People, just last week, he was accused of funding Boko Haram and banditry in Nigeria. And when you look at people that, that we saw in that, some of this copter, you can tell that truly they are just the same, funding and supporting evil. Do you understand it? So the man is busy making sure that he link up to everybody that is, that looks suspicious to the world. Like, look at it, Iranian. The one on the right is next. Somebody saying this. This could be from Israel. Look at him. Look at both of them. Now, when you come here, another person, I believe another Muslim from, of course, maybe UAE, that understand this agenda of these people promoting terrorism. And guess what? The man is expected to be a Christian. Remember, a Venezuela dictator is supposed to be a Christian. But most of the Christian leaders, apart from Israeli Prime Minister and Trump, most of them are puppets. They pretend to be a Christian, but what they know is how to open door for people to conquer you. That's why look at the governor of Benue State, who publicly claimed that before there's a genocide going on in Benue. Now he claimed that there's no genocide. A reverend father, not even a church goer, like a Catholic priest. That is how bad the system is. Bishop Coker, I heard that he later apologized. I don't know if that is true, but once he made such comment, they have already have a very huge stain on him. Listen, congratulations, the United States has airstruck Venezuela and captured its Sinwe dictator Nicolas Maduro has been removed and flown out of the country. Maduro was not just a tyrant, he was a Ahike Lord, a sponsor of Palestinian Ndobunigwe, and financier of Islamist terrorists operating in northern Yemen, aligned with the Islamic regime in Iran, Hamas in Gaza, and networks in Port Sudan. Wow. Targeting the United States and the civilized world from Israel to UK and beyond. Now the Israel should do the same in Sudan, in northern Yemen against the Iranian proxy Houthis, and in Hadrat, where Muslim Brotherhood terrorists operate freely. And yes, Mohadu Abbas, the corrupt figurehead of the West Bank, should be next. When a nation is under existential threat, it does whatever is necessary to survive. This is the defense of civilization. This is the act of saving humanity. When you listen to some people from the northern part of Nigeria, they are now reminding you that Shegumi is always right. He has been right all this while. Many of them are posting things that when you look at it, you'll be like, if you don't know, if you don't pay close attention, to understand the reason behind what is playing out, you may think that they're just lying. And look at the man here. Look at how they're painting him. Look at he's laughing like he won a jackpot. He's supposed to be a Christian. Even if he's a Muslim, associating yourself with people who have one agenda that is very detrimental to the existence of humanity. Like, you cannot just clap for this kind of people. And guess what? After capturing him, Venezuelans and people, even some of them that live elsewhere, like this, what you are hearing here, this person made a post with a video to back it up. It said Venezuelans living in Chile have taken to streets of Santiago to celebrate and protest following the capture of Nicolas Maduro by the United States. Celebrating, rejoicing about it. Now let's watch this short clip.
Desde hace mucho, por fin el narcodictador cayó. No me cabe el pecho de la alegría, en mi casa están contentos. Teníamos muchos años esperando esta pronta libertad, que todavía, bueno, pero por lo menos estamos saliendo de una de las peores ratas de Venezuela. Gracias al gobierno de Trump por esta libertad que nos está brindando. De alguna manera se convierte junto a Edmundo González y a María Corriero.
They are very much happy, very, very, very much happy that America have actually saved humanity. The question is, when you see people, talking against this oppression, that is to tell you the agenda and the motive is to bring to you exactly what these people are rejecting. People have tested it and running away, and they prefer to give it to you than any other thing. Imagine when a president of a country is being captured and citizens are throwing party. You know what I mean? They have seen shaking. Now let's move on. It did not stop there. Venezuelans in Chile are partying like crazy right now. This is the most popular regime change in history. Look at them here. Look at it. Do you understand? They are very much happy. This is TikTok live. They are very much happy about this decision made. But before this news, before the capturing of this man, we often hear that it's all about oil. They want Venezuela oil. Little did we know that the man in question is a puppet. Breaking news: Venezuela patriots have tears in their eyes as they celebrate the arrest of socialist dictator Maduro. The MSM won't show you the MSM won't show you the scene. Trump is Latin American hero. You get the point that the mainstream media will not show you this celebration. They will never. Everybody are saying the same thing. Okay, they are saying the same thing. And don't forget that Nigeria have actually break world record few hours ago. Okay, breaking: the United States is officially invading Venezuela. U.S. is currently conducting airstrike in Venezuela capital. U.S. currently bombing these 7 countries in the world. And look at the 7 countries: Venezuela, Iran, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Somalia, and Nigeria. The record I'm talking about is different from this one, but they're almost the same, because yesterday it was announced that Nigeria is #1 of the country the worst country in surface of earth for people to live in, like the worst. Nigeria have taken the rank, first time ever. Now here is Clash report. Say Trump speaking about Venezuela on December 18, 2025. They took our oil rights. We have a lot of oil there. They throw our companies out, and we want it back. So Trump is mentioning the agenda, interests of America on that. But the man is also has something to do with global terrorism. That's why I show you pictures of him meeting. You do know, some of these people that we have seen here goes to tell you that he is not exempted. He is part and parcel of the problem.
Getting land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
You get the point? Because they did that simply because they want to cripple America's, because that is a way just to favor those countries that are propagating terrorism. The next 72 hours are crucial for the world. If the United States succeeds in imposing control over Venezuela and by extension, okay, if the US succeed in imposing control over Venezuela and by extension over the world's largest proven oil reserves, it will mark a major shift in global power. Such a move would not be about restoring democracy or protecting human rights, but about resetting strategic dominance over energy, trade and routes and regional alignment. In that case, Iran would likely move to the forefront of Washington's strategy priorities. Securing control over Venezuela oil would reduce U.S. vulnerability to energy disruption in the Gulf and provide a buffer against supply shock in the event of confrontation with Iran. With reliable alternative source of heavy crude under its influence, Washington would be better positioned to absorb or offset the disruption or shutdown of energy infrastructure in the Persian Gulf during a war. This would lower the economic cost of escalation and make military pressure against Iran more politically and economically manageable. And at the same time, such control will strengthen the United States' ability to shape global oil flows and pricing, reinforcing the central role of the dollar in energy market and helping preserve the petrodollar system that underpin U.S. financial power. Venezuela will thus become more than a regional issue. It would become a strategic precedent, a demonstration that economic pressure, political engineering, and, if necessary, force can be used to restructure sovereignty states and realign the global balance of power. However, if the United States becomes entangled in Venezuela and face sustained resistance, the outcome shifts dramatically. A prolonged crisis would drain political and capital, stretch military and economic resources, and weaken Washington's capacity to project power elsewhere, including in the Middle East. That would also complicate Israel's strategic plan, which is closely tied to U.S. regional leverage. What happened in Venezuela will not stay in Latin America. It will shape the future of energy control, the limit of American power, and the limits of American power and the direction of geopolitical confrontation far beyond Karska. The issue is that America is not only looking about just oil, but terrorism that behind this man's agenda, because Iran is trying to take dominance and control somehow, having their base very close to America in name of forming an alliance with Venezuela president, which is this man who has spent 13 years destroying a lot of things. Now let's watch this video of President of Venezuela, Maduro, where wearing a kafia and supporting Gaza terrorists. He won't be able to do that anymore. Nah, I don't want to use this word. You know what it is. Now, let's watch this. Just a moment. I think I must have clicked on something out of what I want. So you actually think that America will just see this man doing this thing and just overlook it? Really, you think that they will just overlook this kind of thing? Watch. Watch. So that is the man there forming alliance with a well-known Ndobunigwe. Okay, and people are playing it down as if that does not matter. This person said, what we are seeing happening today is a result of the Venezuelan believers humbling themselves and crying out to God. If my people who call by my names will humble themselves and pray, I will hear from heaven and heal their land. 2 Corinthians 7:14, Venezuela. So listen, they are still in celebration. Imagine having a Christian country, a supposed Christian community, a country that is Christian, dominated, and the leader is somehow forming an alliance with people that are believing to slaughter Christians. Imagine the level of persecution and idiocy from the so-called leader. And just watch. That's why they're celebrating it. What you are seeing happen after the announcement of capturing this man, people begin to throw party, rejoicing almost everywhere. The only people that will crying happen to be those who are funding terror and rejoicing when terror activities happen to Christians and Jewish people, and those who they call not well grounded Muslim. Now you hear this. Tears of joy everywhere. Imagine that, right? Imagine what that means. Just imagine the happiness. And Arewa, like I've shown you before, they are not happy. Not only Arewa, so many of them. You see, look at this person, another Venezuelan, celebrating it with happiness, rejoicing, and running like crazy. This is something that we need to understand. Now, let's hear from people from the north, like this one who said that no matter what he publicly admitted that he's a Oyobuniwe, that Sharia law is what they're known for. Do you know what is Sharia law? That is against anything that is not Muslim. What happened in Venezuela highlights one confrontable truth in global politics. This is why even leaders of other nations continue to defer to, or quietly submit to the United States. They have simply no real match. Not China, not Iran, not Russia, and not even all of them combined when it comes to decisive power projects. Even when they are vocally opposed, they rarely attempt, let alone succeed, in stopping the US from carrying out a mission it has resolved to undertake. Venezuela's so-called alliance ultimately left its leadership isolated, exposed, and alone in the hands of his adversaries. This is how the world actually works. This is how the world actually works. Alliances are performative, and the power performative. Our alliances are performative power. Performative power, real power stand unchanged. Now he's coming to realization that these are not the way by jumping. Oh, we are suffering nation. Oh, we are suffering nation. Don't come here. Don't come here. I know that all of you are now seeing what it means to be a world leader, a world power. I have a video of because even Iran have reacted on this, Putin have reacted. So many of them are reacting on that, especially the people that formed BRICS. All right, yeah, China, and they are condemning it. I know, but there's something that President Trump said allegedly that China, hoping to have access to oil from Venezuela, that Americans are going to allow them to have it because of their relationship, because of their understanding. But on the other hand, China are now taking this advantage, according to some reports, that they are trying to push to invade Taiwan, because this have been, the politics in this world now somehow is very crazy. In other hands, they are supporting invasion of Russia. Want to invade. They have invaded Ukraine. They want to capture some part. They have succeeded in taking some part of the Ukraine. China wants also Hong Kong, Taiwan, especially Taiwan. America had been the one stopping them from that. But for America to take this decision now to move is something not funny at all. And they know what it means. So should China now go with full chest now to invade Taiwan? I don't know. What do you think? I have in the title what this means for Biafra. That's a very huge hope for you. Biafrans, there's a very huge hope for you. And there's a very huge hope for Christians. There's a very huge hope for lovers of freedom. Not even peaceful Muslims. Not every Muslim support this thing. Although sometimes they act as if they're all in one department like that. They are the same. But I have seen some Muslims that understand the motive, that you don't just sleep over because the word is said, the word is not said. Sometimes you need to take bull by its horn and do what you're supposed to do to safeguard your future. Updates in a historic celebratory development. Millions of Venezuelans are jubilantly celebrating as a socialism great end after decades of oppression. The Maduro regime has collapsed in a US-led operation, freeing millions from hyperinflation, starvation, and narco terrorism. Personally, my people, my problem with look at the jubilation, look at the streets of Venezuela. So when you see people making comment and yapping nonsense, don't listen to them. Mainstream media may not even show you this kind of event, this kind of scene. You can see people in celebration, jumping and celebrating, streets filled with joy. Like today is their Independence Day. This is to show that they had been into hell. Now, you in Nigeria, you from Southeast, that are pretending that you don't see what people are talking about, do you know the pain to live in the midst of these people? And that's what they want to bring to you. When people talk, they say you are promoting, you are trying to, you are trying to depopulate, well, not depopulate, the market, yeah. You are trying to demarket Nigerian as an entity. Who is demarketing who here? You that want to bring insecurity and tell people to, the people should understood terror. Just learn how to live with them. Like Shigumi said, they have come to stay, they are part of us. That is what if you can think, if you still have some cell, brain cells, left in you, it should tell you that this you don't need to wait until you live like them before you realize that it's not something that you can be proud of. It's haram. Now let's hear from this our brother from Israel. He said Venezuelans have been suffering under the dictatorship of Maduro for 13 years. They are celebrating that he is gone. Now listen, watch. So you from the northern part of Nigeria and you terrorist sympathizer, the question is, are you the one to tell the Venezuelans what they have been through, what they are feeling, for them to take just within few minutes of this breaking news, they are pulling the man down with joy and happiness. They are doing everything to celebrate it, and those who are benefiting from it, those one that's sponsoring, Ogbunigwe and Hamas, and so you know them. They are the one crying and warning and it was making some comment that is funny. People know what they're passing through in the hands of this guy, who is not even leading any Muslim. He's not a leader of any Muslim country, but he's pushing the wealth of the country to fund people that can buy even his own citizens that live abroad. Think about it and let us know what you think about all we have discussed so far. I want you to understand, like he said again, Venezuela's Maduro was a brutal socialist dictator. He supported Hamas. He backed Hezbollah. You can see his record, right? He was a puppet of Islamist regime in Iran, which is true. When it's time, sorry, now it's time for him to pay the price. What's it again? Now listen.
Nicolas Maduro, the brutal socialist dictator of Venezuela, the man who starved his own people, destroyed Venezuela's economy, and served as Tehran's puppet in Latin America, has reportedly been captured and flown out of the country by U.S. forces. Maduro was never just a Latin American problem. He was a puppet of Iran, a close ally of the Ayatollahs, and an open supporter of Hezbollah. This guy allowed Hezbollah to operate inside Venezuela and help Iran funnel its military infrastructure right into Latin America, right into America's backyard. And after October 7th massacre, when Hamas terrorists didn't even spare babies, okay? They sexually abused women and kidnapped civilians. Maduro didn't bother to condemn it. He didn't mourn the victims. The moment he opened his mouth was to defend Hamas. He condemned Israel. He stood with evil proudly. Maduro thought he was untouchable. He thought he could threaten the innocent and protect the wicked. And now he's learning there is a price for that.
So I just wanted to hear this because I know that many people always, after watching the video, you will still want to argue. But the choice is, please let me know what you think about it in the comment section and make sure you subscribe to the channel. God bless you and take care of yourself. Happy New Year to you all.